you looking to get bridging or buy-to-let mortgages or any other type of funding, and you're a bit worried that your credit score may hold you back like mine did? Well, don't worry. Improving your credit score is a lot easier than you think. Here are 6+ tips and tricks that I used, and that got me from a really poor credit experience rating all the way to 999, the highest of the green credit ratings that you can get. This in turn helped me kickstart my property journey. It gave me access to the best bridging, buy-to-let and bridge-to-let funding on the market. And you're gonna wanna watch till the end because I've actually got a really good bonus tip for you. So first things first, my first tip is that you're gonna want to download your credit file. Now I know this sounds obvious, but if you're anything like me, this is something that I was avoiding for a long time. So basically you need to do your research. Research. You need to know what the problem is, face it head on, come up with ways and solutions to get around it and make it better. So as I said, you really need to just actually get your credit file report, print that out, have it in front of you, sit down with a highlighter and go through everything. Now, I have multiple accounts with various credit scoring agencies. I've got, obviously in the UK, we have Equifax and we have Experian. So I've got my Experian report, and I also use ClearScore. Now, what I like about ClearScore is that it's really clear, it's really concise, and it's really user-friendly. And the graphics, it just looks really nice and inviting. And it literally really does go into detail. So it bogs everything down, even to the payment that you've made late in the last month or so, and you can see exactly where you've gone wrong. It's got nice colourful graphs and graphics on there, so you can see visually where you've gone wrong, what payments you've missed, if you have missed any payments, and also if there's anything that you feel that isn't right, you can also see that straight away on there, and then you can give them a call or give the agency or the company a call and just dispute any inaccurate information with them. You can get a real nice feel for what you can improve, what you can do right, and basically from that you can then build a plan of improvement to make yourself then boost your credit file just from looking at it. So like I said, the first tip is pretty obvious, but as I said, face it head on. It is something that I avoided for a long time because I just didn't want to face and see what was on there. But as soon as I did, I could see where I've gone wrong, what I needed to do to improve that. And it might also not be as bad as you think. Sometimes you think that it's all gloom and doom and you think it's the worst thing ever, but when you actually get that credit report in front of you, you can see straight away at a glance what I need to do to make it better. It might be something that you need to dispute, there might be wrong information on your credit report, it might be the fact that you've made a late payment within the last 3 months, there could be anything on there, but when you see that in front of you, you can see what you need to do to rectify that. So yeah, I literally live by that. I have my Experian and my ClearScore app on my phone. I can regularly check it on a regular basis to see and just keep on track and see how everything is. And also on Experian, they've got a great tool it's a projection tool, so it can you can see where you are now, and it gives you tips and tricks on what you can do to improve, and then where you're going to be in the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next 2 years or whatever, 3 years, so you can have a gradual plan, and that really motivates you to keep on going. And it's the same with ClearScore as well. You can see everything tracked out on a nice, lovely, clean visuals. If something, for me, that helps motivate me to keep going, and it helps motivate me to keep putting the work in and see that graph climb. And my next tip, and this again is going to be a pretty obvious one, it is to pay your bills on time. Obvious, I know. If you've done the first step and you've downloaded your credit report and you've gone through it and you've highlighted everything and things that you can do to improve, the people that you need to speak to dispute, and also payments, that then you'll also as well see payments, and you can see payment pattern of things that if you have missed payments, you can see when they've been missed, and then also you can make a plan in the future to not miss those payments. I had a spreadsheet for each year, and obviously the different tabs are broken up then into each month. So I had a main tab which had all of my incomings and outgoings on there, and then I had 12 other tabs which represented each month. And now within those tabs, I then had it was a mini cash flow chart basically. So I had money coming in, and I knew what expenses I had from the front sheet, and I knew when they were going to come out. I then had 4 sort of mini cash flow charts where it had regular payments that I knew I was going to be making, the balance at the top, obviously my income had gone in, and then I could literally, that was all totted up, and then I had a closing balance for each week, and I had 4 of those on each tab, and then that built up my yearly tabs as well. So from there I could just input. So for example, if I wanted to buy a pair of trainers, I could put trainers, I don't know, £120 or however much their trainers cost, and then that would then show me, right, if I spend that now, my money's going to go down by this much. Oh, I might not be able to cover the bill that's coming in on that week. So I could track and make tweaks on that spreadsheet, and that would correlate to real life. So, but yeah, and what I can do as well is add a quick link in the description box, and I can put a mock-up of that Excel spreadsheet and that tool, because that really helped me sort of manage my finances throughout the month. Right, and now tip 3, this is reducing your credit utilization. So what I mean by that is you need to look at what credit you've got on any of your credit account. For example, if you have a credit card and that credit card has £1,000 limit, and you're using £500 at that time, so then you know your credit utilization is 50%, for example. If you look at that and have a look at your credit card, your credit utilization across all of your credit accounts that you have outstanding or money on them, just have a look at that, and then what you can do is try to reduce that down. And what I tried to do was keep it within 30%. I had another 70% free on that credit card utilization for that credit account. So what that then shows, that just shows that you are managing your credit utilization on your credit accounts. So when, like I say, when you do go for new funding, once your credit rating has balanced out, people can see, right, well, she's got £1,000 limit, but she's only using 30% of that. So that just shows that you are managing your credit utilization adequately and managing it sufficiently. So yeah, I know it can be hard, and what I did, because obviously I did have high credit utilizations on one particular credit card, so what I would then do was I would, as soon as my paycheck came in, I'd pay that, I'd focus on that one credit card and I'd pay it all off, and then I would use it as much as I was before, but then I tried to cut down the utilization of that credit card, and then just each time, so it wasn't such a big shock. Reduced it from it being near the maximum and then way down to 30%, so that it wasn't such a big shock. What I'd do is pay it off each month and then try and reduce it. So I'd use, say if I was using 100% of that, I'd pay it off and then use up to 80%, and then pay it off again and then use up to 70%, and keep going like that in small chunks until I got it back down to a manageable amount. So it was that 30% utilization, but it was done gradually over time, so it wasn't such a big shock to me. And tip number 4 is to have a wide range and different types of credits available to you. So what I mean by this is, it could be something as simple as showing that you can manage, you've got a small credit card and you've also got a small overdraft. So those are 2 different types of credit that you've got, and if you can show that you're managing those correctly, that is going to in turn boost your credit file, because then any future funders can see that you are managing different types of credit and you're managing those different types of credits well. My next tip, this tip again sort of touched on that before, it is to check your credit record as regularly as you can. So as I said, I have my apps on my phone, so I can quickly scroll through and have a look if I get a notification or anything like that. You can as well. But also checking it on a regular basis, it means that you're picking up any discrepancies that may occur, and you're picking those up fast. You can actually contact the company that's newly appeared on there straight away and sort that out. So if there are any mistakes or anything that's gone there, or if there's any fraudulent things that might be happening, you are the first to know, and you can see that and you can rectify that and sort that out with the company straight away. So yeah, make sure you check your credit report, whichever one you want to choose, check those on a regular basis. And my next tip would be to be very careful and very selective with what types of credit you are opening. Try to reduce them, and do not open a load of credit accounts all in one go, because all that says to lenders is that, oh, this person might not be as stable as they are making out they are, because they're actually opening a load of credit accounts at one time. So that is like warning flags to lenders. So Only go for credit if you have to, if you're trying to build. Don't try to open too many new credit accounts at one time. Just try and keep that amount down. And also just be careful to what you are signing up for as well. Things like, I know I used to be quite bad for this, if you're shopping, I know there's that Klarna app that you can get. There's things like that, and that is actually a form of credit where it says it breaks it up into 3 or something, and it gives you the option of going for that. Just be careful to stay away from things like that. I know store cards are quite bad as well. That would be something that people just sort of, when you're at the till, they would offer it to you. Be careful what you're signing up to, make sure you know what they are and it's not a form of credit, and just check with everything. Just check. I always ask, is this going to affect my credit rating? Is this going on my credit rating? How is this going to affect my credit rating? And my next tip, this is my bonus tip as well, is to try as much as you can, try to keep old accounts open. Now be careful with this. What I mean by this is you can pay things off and make sure that there's a zero balance on there, but if the longer you have a credit account open, the more favourable you are when lenders look on your actual credit report. And that actually, over on your history, it shows that you've got these credit accounts that are still open, but you've paid them off. So in my head, they're closed without being closed, if you see what I mean. So yeah, as much as possible, try to keep old accounts open but paid off, so that there's nothing on there. If you want to pay them off, but keep them open, and then it just shows to, again, it shows to lenders who are looking on your credit file, oh, they've got that account open, they've got credit here that they could utilise, but on it is 0. Just be really, really aware, try to keep those on there, and it makes you more favourable when lenders look on your credit report, because it basically shows that you've got mature accounts with a positive payment history, because you've actually paid them all off, but you've still got that credit card or that credit account that you could utilise. So it maintains a long sort of credit history. That is what they're looking at, and it, as I said, the more mature accounts, it kind of gives them a bit more reassurance that you are managing your credit utilisation well, and it gives you a really, really positive credit history that's maintained and that's mature and that's lasting even till now. Yeah, so what are your feelings on this? If you want to comment down below, we'll start a conversation down there. Now, some of these things, my credit score used to really, really scare me, but as I said, I've implemented these tips, and these have helped my credit score skyrocket, and now I am able to start investing because I've got access to some of the best sort of rates. The best rates on the market. So I've got access to that now, which has helped kickstart my property journey. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. There'll be more tips and tricks on boosting your credit score so that you can invest and go down and get access to bridging and all those types of funding. Please like, comment and subscribe, and watch this video next for more property investing tips. And guys, you might be sat there thinking, well, that's all well and good, Sabrina. I've actually got a project now, and I've got issues and problems that I need to overcome on my actual project. Well, watch this video next, and you can see in real time the issues and constraints that I've had on my project, on my latest renovation project. Thanks, guys. Bye.